What is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the It's Really Podcast, episode number 74.
I'm not liking that camera angle, by the way. There we go.
What's going on, John? I appreciate you guys coming. If you guys know, make sure you guys
now is this now Rob? I know we're on Restream right now. Is it still linked to the Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get it going, man.
But
What's up, John L?
But this week, it's been an interesting week. I would say, especially in the world of wrestling, especially the last couple of days. First things first. I mean, with especially how Raw ended up this past Monday night. I want to kind of touch on that a little bit.
That was the first thing I wanted to talk about, man. The ending to Monday Night Raw this week. We had blood for the first time in years.
Which is crazy.
Scripted blood. Like, usually when there's like a blood spot, like lately, it's always been like whoops, an accident. Like the LA Knight bleed spot, like it wasn't really a spot, it was an accident, but the ref let it go.
Yeah.
Same thing with I think it was like, who was the one that got blood like on like the tip of his nose?
That was
like early in the show. That was a complete accident too.
Oh God, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
But we had a scripted blood spot where Cody Rhodes actually bladed. Well, bladed. What you can speculate on what the fuck he did.
Oh yeah,
but we had a freaking blood spot, scripted blood spot where it was supposed to happen for the first time in years. In years, man.
Oh yeah.
Like I told you guys on Monday night when we did Raw. This is the first time I've seen edgy content like this since 2007.
Yeah,
because in 2008, early 08, they were still kind of edgy, but they were kind of like weaning their way off of that. Like they weren't like too bad with it. Like they were. Like the blood stuff, like yeah, they still had blood on occasion.
Right.
But like it wasn't as often and as heavy as it was. Like you had that first, like you had your first blood. I think you had a first blood match at Extreme Rules in 08 before the PG era even kicked off.
Oh, which is.
But I look back at it, I'm like, that wasn't really that bad.
No. We've seen worse.
We saw Eddie bleed fucking buckets.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was bad.
Now, is it going to be often? WWE says no. Which I'm okay with that. Because if you overuse the blood, it's going to lose its luster.
Oh yeah, and plus,
yeah, like I was saying before, it even happened. I was like, you know what I want back? I want blood to be back, but have blood where it warrants, where it is warranted in story. Like with the Cody Rhodes thing, it was warranted, so they did it, and it was done by The Rock. And being on the TKO board, he's like, I want blood in this because it calls for it. And he was right. It called for it.
No, yeah.
because he wanted to be that ruthless bad guy, that ruthless heel.
which is kind of crazy as we talked about on Monday night. And I've watched The Rock for years. It's like we've kind of never saw this type of side, I would guess you could say,
This is the
with The Rock.
first time we've ever seen a ruthless heel Rock. He's always been that smarmy, cocky heel. He's never
Yeah.
been that ruthless, I'm going to make you bleed type of heel.
Oh, 100%. That's for sure.
And
But
to be honest, his next movie role, he better play a fucking villain because he's good at it.
yeah, I mean,
I'm telling you that right now. He better play a villain.
oh yeah.
Stop playing heroes, Rock, in your movies. You better be playing villains now because you're a good ass villain.
And I will say this too before we move on, but quick shout out to everyone who actually tuned in on that Monday night, and especially this past Friday night on SmackDown too.
Oh
Which
yeah,
is
both of our streams on Monday and Friday popped off a little
so
bit.
I should give a quick shout out to y'all as well.
Yes,
But
shout out
really
to
get
you
into the
guys.
meat and potatoes of it because we have some interesting stuff. Martha Hart actually kind of gave her had her side of the things with the all he shall not be named stuff.
Honestly, keep talking your shit, Martha, because he deserves every bit of it, Martha.
And basically, she says, it says this as quote, the level of wickedness that's described is beyond the pale, end
Yeah,
quote.
exactly. She's right. You know, and we know this has been a long running hate that she's had in her heart for Vince because of the whole Owen Hart situation at Over the Edge '99,
Oh,
and
yeah,
rightfully so.
100%.
And and also with the sexual assault stuff, she's also advocating for women too. Don't
Yeah.
need to be going through that shit, in the workforce or anywhere. Period.
Oh, yeah,
From
100%.
from from idiot guys who think that they can take advantage of women.
Oh, yeah.
No, but seriously, Martha has every right to hate on this man. Every fucking right. And honestly, I can't even call the guy a man. He's a boy. He's a fucking little boy.
Yeah, it's,
But
but I mean, as we said, obviously Martha, and look, I don't think really nobody really, I think and I can pretty imagine most people, I probably could bet amount of money that everyone in WWE kind of understands Martha's
they
perspective, I guess you could say.
they have
Uh,
to. I mean, they have to, man. Everybody. Like I read a report too, and that segues into it. You said everybody in WWE must see her side. They gotta be seeing her side because that same week they. Some salad with ranch dressing. But sorry, I got distracted by my mom asking me a question. But yeah, it was like they obviously have to be seeing her side because the same week that this report came out, another report came out saying that they threw in the towel with Vince. They're done with the motherfucker.
I mean, and you saw like how this all played out. With Slim, especially I think was it Elimination Chamber. I think it was. That's kind of
It
what they
was
first.
when they reinstated him after the first thing, the first pay per view that they were gonna have lined up was in Elimination Chamber, and they said you or no, this is when the second string of allegations came out with that woman and that whole
Oh
affidavit
yeah, and
that
that
she
67
had, and
page
I read that
document.
whole thing and it made me want to fucking vomit.
Oh, trust me,
Um,
Martha feels your same sentiment too, because she.
like and I'm sure she wanted to vomit reading that too, and I get it. I absolutely get it. It's like all of that shit that I read in that affidavit or whatever the hell. I think it is an affidavit or a confession. I don't know what it is, but like I read that whole thing, and it was just like I wanted to vomit.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
back to
just
that, it was like once that stuff came out, and Vince was still on the board. Thanks.
and,
Thanks.
and
But
she did it,
but hold
and
on,
as you
hold on.
pointed out.
I didn't even finish my thought. I got distracted again. Um, but how it happened is Vince was still on the board when the shit was came down, and it was like right before the pay per view even started, and it was sponsored by Slim Jim. Slim Jim said, Slim Jim said, "Look, if you don't fire him right now, we're backing the fuck out
Um,
of our deal." And they did initially back out of the deal until they fired Vince and got rid of Vince. Once they did that, they were back in.
oh yeah, and it's some crazy shit too. And as as Tyler pointed out, the fact that she did also had a lawsuit with her, well, over the death of her husband with the company itself and Vince, citing as pretty much like a David Goliath situation. But she also did note as well that people who are wealthy feel that their wealth has no bounds or boundaries.
Just don't
And as
what?
I've always, and I'll say this too, and I will continue, and I will die, take this to my grave as it will. It's the fact money brings out the evilness,
It does.
or
It,
actually,
it really it really does, man. Like the money in any capacity. Doesn't matter if you're a famous athlete or a politician or an owner of a wrestling company. Money brings out the evil in you.
or as Martha would put it, I
Always
think
does.
this is a much better term than evil, the wickedness, which is
Yeah, it brings
I
out.
prefer.
But there's being wicked, but there's also being full on evil. Like full
Case in
on,
point,
like full on, like you're a monster at this point.
and
Like,
obviously we see, and at the same time too, we have seen some good positive changes since then, so which is very good to see.
dude, like they got rid of the beaver face, Kevin
Oh,
Dunn,
Beaver Boy,
Beaver Boy.
as
I
I
call him
like
Beaver
to.
Face because he has a face of a beaver. But you call him Beaver Boy, which is even funnier. But yeah, they got rid of Kevin Dunn. The production's gotten way better. Hell, they did like this, like the. If you've seen the movie The Shining, how it's been like the whole movie's like one shot.
Yeah,
WWE's doing that shit now.
and you get actually a chance to see in the gorilla position
Like,
as well.
I think it was like 2 Mondays ago. It wasn't last Monday. It was, I think it was the Monday before. You had
Y-
Sammy walking in the back after his, I think, match or something, and he's walking in the back, and then the camera keeps following him through Gorilla, and it led all the way to the backstage segment between R-Truth, the Miz, and DIY,
Right,
and then that they kept it one shot. It led to to the entrance of the Miz and R-Truth. Like
and
it was three segments linked together in one shot. It was so cool.
oh, it really was. And I'm actually kind of because boy, I mean, how long have we been clamoring some better production changes? What it feels like been years, give or
Dude,
take.
it's been so long. Every time they did the whole punch camera shake, like I started to get motion sickness.
Oh yeah.
Like, why are you shaking so damn much to try to sell a punch?
Well, now so that case in point, so give a little quick shout out to Pat McAfee, all this Madden stuff.
Oh yeah, the Madden shit. Yeah, like the whole. I think the one from last week was the funniest.
For me, I think the funniest one was with Dom taking that was a legitimate punch from Becky Lynch.
I don't know. I watched it back. It was worked. It was clearly worked. She didn't pull back and full on boom. Like it looked fake in slow motion. So it was a worked punch. It was a worked punch, but he sold it so well. It looked freaking devastating
And the
in
fact
like
that
real
freaking
time.
Pat called him a douche too, which is also kind of funny too. So
They call him a douche. I'm like, damn, Pat.
even though let's be real, I mean,
The
there's
funniest part of Pat McAfee, I think it was the part on Monday night, last Monday night, and he and Michael Cole had to mention, you guys haven't won the tag team titles, and then they're R-Truth, Miz, and Pat McAfee are just dogging Michael the
oh
entire
yeah.
time. That was so hilarious. And Michael was just sitting there like, you
And
motherfuckers.
it's also kind of crazy too. And speaking with Raw and keeping with Raw too, obviously 9 months from now will be the official debut of Raw on Netflix, which should be very interesting to see how that's going to turn.
I feel like the way that they like kind of like dipped into the TV 14 thing. I will
Which,
say like some episodes will be PG, some episodes will be TV 14 there.
which we've seen TV shows kind of go back and
We
forth.
like that's the yeah, we've seen shows do that. Like, some episodes are more PG than others. Even though
Oh
they have a
yeah,
T-14 rating on them, some of them are more PG than others,
and usually sometimes it's a slow build up too to
and
whenever
it's
they're
a
going to get
slow
that to
build
that
up.
TV-14 spot.
Yeah.
As and case in point, like this past Monday night, yeah.
But I don't
But
know if no, but
moving,
here's the thing. I think it'll be T-14 in terms of like them saying like suggestive things like Cody Rhodes early in the show dropped the term wank fest on Raw.
yeah,
If you think dirty, that's what he meant. If you think dirty. But yeah, it was like if they like if they're dropping like suggestive like terms and stuff, like whatever. It's still 214 in that aspect. Just don't put in the blood every freaking week.
and you said it
Like
best
like
too. Like it
but
really depends on the
before I get to
spot.
yeah, it depends on the spot and if the blood calls for it. Like if it's a Hell in a Cell match, give me blood in that match.
Same with
If
war
it's
games. You can make an argument for
war,
war games,
yeah,
which
make it
boy,
look like an absolute war. Have people bleed there. But if it's like a simple one-on-one match, nah, no blood. Don't give me blood. Just give me
well,
a
unless
good
you want,
a
yeah,
good.
yeah,
If it's a blood feud, then sure. But like if it's like a regular match and it's like a regular
man.
feud, oh, I'm gonna
I
beat you
would
for the
say
title.
if you want to do this right, I'm calling me the crazy one. I would say leave some certain blood spots, like on certain pay per views, for example.
I don't know. So,
Uh, I mean,
but then
Hell in
again,
a
it's
Cell,
like, but again, it's like, but again though, what about the feuds that aren't at those pay per views that
you
call
know what?
for it?
Yeah, there's the downside of that too. So that makes that's
That's the thing. But they're they should do it so sparingly. Where if it's like a blood feud, you can do it there. But if it's not, don't do it there. That's the thing.
and yes,
But
I mean at times we've seen um if a brother just accidentally bleeds, whatever. I mean, look,
whatever. Like
accidents are waiting to
whoops,
happen.
accident. Whoops. I
I mean, I
mean,
think it
the
might
ref
have.
will obviously let it go because TV-14. But like, if it's an accidental blood spot, then whatever. But like, if it calls for it, it calls for it. You're gonna get a blood spot no matter what in those feuds. But if it's not a blood feud, don't expect it. Like
Oh
I'm not
yeah, 100.
expecting
Percent
like with AEW, I'm sick of seeing blood in that show. Let's
Well,
be
blame Mox
honest.
for that.
It's Mox. It's evidently Mox. But I'm sick of seeing blood every week on that show. I'm sick that and a lot of fans are. So seeing WWE or TKO in this sense say we're gonna use blood sparingly rather than AEW doing it all the time. That's a breath of fresh air because I don't want to see blood every freaking feud in every match.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
mean, usually literal blood. Well, figuratively, blood feuds. I think would be the best time to call for it.
Blood feuds,
Uh,
yes.
uh
That's why the term is blood
but
feuds because those feuds usually end in blood. Look at Batista and Triple H in '05. That was a blood feud.
and at the same time, a star was born,
A
and that
star was
name was
born. A star
Batista.
was
So
born.
I'll
Yes,
give.
yes. And that's the thing though. It was like some feuds call for it. Um,
Oh yeah, I wholeheartedly agree on that because it is. Here's the thing. I will say this too. I know this may. I'm not saying going to be crazy, but I've been, and I'll say this too. For someone who's watched WWE/WWF for a long, long time, it is kind of something I kind of still got to get used to. Seeing WWE actually bring in blood again because I've been so accustomed to watching the PG era since what
yeah, yeah.
2008,
Like July of '08.
and just not.
July of '08 was when the first time they went
It's just
PG.
like it's like okay, this is going to take a bit of.
I literally,
But then
if you
again,
if you watched my clip on like TikTok or my Facebook or on YouTube, I completely shat a brick when it happened.
oh yeah, the dude.
I shat a brick. Like
Oh yeah,
it was like because I that was the least that was like one of the least things I expected. Like I got like I understand that Rock said like 2 weeks ago on SmackDown he was gonna make Cody bleed and then all this other shit. I'm like,
it's just
there's no
like
way they're
that's
gonna
a
do
bunch
that.
of Hong Kong fooey.
I'm like, oh, good show by the way. Classic, classic. Sorry, I didn't mention that. You mentioned a classic TV show, but anyway, um, yeah, I was like, that's a bunch of bullshit because they WWE is PG. They won't do this. There's no way they do this. A week later, nothing happens. 2 weeks later on Raw, we get the brawl. It fucking
Prob-
happened.
Probably,
I'm
I
like,
think,
they freaking did it. Holy
and
shit.
I would, and not because look, there's a lot of things you can take away from that. One, yeah, it's going to be a blood feud in its own right, but two, there's also you implemented family members into that. Well,
You
courtesy
you
from The
made it
Rock,
personal. You made it personal. You mentioned Cody's mom. You mentioned his mother. And then
and you already
I
pissed
hope
off Dustin.
you pissed off Dustin. Dustin creates a video says, "Hey, zoom in a minute. Fuck The Rock." I'm like, "Damn."
And he also
And then
tweeted out
and then
on
he
that
and
same
then
Monday night, you
and then
son of a bitch.
you son of a bitch. And then his wife's like, "Security better not be there because I'm about to go and beat his fucking ass. You
Yeah,
better not have security, you bitch." That's what she basically said, but she said it in a cleaner way. But yeah, freaking but yeah, Dustin was like, "That son of a bitch" on Twitter. I'm like, damn.
and it's also kind of crazy too because Tyler did bring this to my attention because we didn't really think much of the production trucks that was in the background. It's like, yeah, I really didn't think much of it. When people pointed out was seen
I'm
in
like,
Stone Cold, it's like, Tyler
that's a
said,
reach. And then I saw yeah, and then we saw like the real truck. It was like the WrestleMania truck, and had everybody but them two in it.
I was like,
And we were like, oh shit, it was planted. Oh damn,
I
what is Triple
mean,
H telling us?
yeah, and then at the same time, but also does make sense because you have two guys who have well, Stone Cold has more history with The Rock than anybody.
Yeah, he has more
Boy,
history
that's
with The
gonna
Rock
really
than anybody.
I'll, for someone who's through at the Attitude
I
Era.
think I think I think I think I think Stone Cold has seen it beat by one more match because he had 4 matches to Rock's 3,
Right. That makes sense.
or no, 4 matches to Cena's 3. I don't know why I said Rock, but yeah,
Yeah,
four
and
matches
I
to
knew
Cena's 3.
what you were going with that.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'll say this too: if Stone Cold does come back at WrestleMania to confront The Rock, say, well, now my childhood is it's already starting to kick in because there were my dudes during the Attitude Era, and yes, Tyler's part of the Ruthless Aggression Era before.
and then this is where I come in. If Cena comes out in the same segment, it's done for me. Nostalgia is gonna hit like a motherfucker. It already hit with Rock bringing back Hollywood Rock,
Yeah,
but it's gonna hit
and
even
the
more.
fact is improved on it to the point where it's like
I don't think he improved on it. He like blended it together with proper editing with his current theme that he had.
not well. I'm saying character wise,
Oh, you mean the character itself? Yeah, he has because now he goes from Hollywood
like
Rock to the final boss. That's a
which
badass nickname for the guy too, because he is basically the final boss. He's the real head of the table if you think about it,
yeah, I mean according to the family tree,
according to Family Tree. Like, but
which boy, good
also,
lord, that's a big ass fucking wrestler.
his accolades. He's not just like this WWE legend. He's a movie star.
Movie star. The dude's even though some of the movies were kind of hit and miss for me, but that's besides the point.
I think my favorite one is Rampage.
I
Honestly,
go for
and
me.
that
I
movie
go class.
Skyscraper. That movie Skyscraper was freaking awesome.
Skyscraper was good. San Andreas was another one I
Oh,
liked.
I love San Andreas too.
Rampage
Yeah.
is one of them. Walking Tall, I think from 2004 or was it
Oh yeah,
2003
when he beat a motherfucker
with
with
a fucking two by
plywood.
four.
He fucking beat him with fucking 2x4. He's like, pop.
And yes, I think we all can forget about the 2000. What thing was it? What 01, the crappy CGI when he was with us as a Scorpion King.
But
I think it was at the
I forgive Hollywood for that because
yeah,
CGI wasn't a big thing in the 2000s
yeah.
until
Oh
like
boy.
mid 2000s.
Even though the Mummy movies were so fucking fantastic, nonetheless. But
Oh
that's
god.
here nor there.
Thank Brendan Fraser for that one. He was
But
funny as
moving on to
shit in that.
topic number two, because this was a bit more recently,
Yeah.
and shall we say this is going to be a bit of a rant spot for a certain somebody to decide to stir the pot, if you catch my drift.
Who are we talking about again?
Dana
I
fucking
forgot.
Brooke.
Oh, motherfucker.
We're gonna
But I'm not gonna rant too much because I think it's her just being a heel in a
what's
sense because she's a heel on TV. Whatever. I'll talk it up as that. I'm gonna rant a little bit. What do you think every wrestler does, Dana? Or Ash by Elegance, whatever you're going by now. Every
Mhm.
wrestler steals moves. You've done it. Tiffany Stratton does it. Every other wrestler does it. So don't go after one person because she stole a move. Everybody does.
And yeah, I mean, sad for someone who, boy, it took 10, didn't even take. I mean, been in the company 10 years and still couldn't get over for a jack squat, and you probably still won't be even over
Honestly,
in.
Rob, I can't even think of one Dana Brooke match that I remember.
No, out of the fact
Not
that
even
she
in
got thrown
NXT. I
into.
remember her. Like I only remember her like showing up on NXT like one time. That's it.
I
She was
at
even
the same
terrible then.
time, I mean, the fact that you knew it was already bad enough that she got thrown into the
Corey
24/7,
J couldn't even. Corey J couldn't even carry her. She was that bad.
and that's saying much. That's not saying much,
Or
and that's not no
honestly,
way.
or honestly, then again, Cora J did carry her because that was a decent match, but obviously it was a carry job at Cora J.
Mm-hmm.
It was a carry job. Um, but yeah, you're not that great in the ring. Tiffany Stratton's exponentially better than you.
Yeah, and she's been on the main roster for a short amount of time, and also
Dude,
she's
she's been
more
on
over with the
NXT for
crowd.
like what? Dude, she was on NXT for like a year and then she got called up and she's one of the most over stars on SmackDown.
And that really does say something about it. The
Which
true
kind of
develop.
sucks that she was taken off TV for 2 weeks, but whatever.
But I guess they got something. Like I said, I mean, look, shit's gonna happen with that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's what it is.
Time constraints and everything else, whatever. But
I mean, especially the fact we're coming down the stretch towards WrestleMania, which is
yeah.
in next week. God damn.
Another thing too, I hate you, Philly. I really do. Wrestling Gods. This is
Man, the
specifically for
wrestling guys are getting tired of the big
Wrestling
double middle
Gods.
thing.
Wrestling Gods. You gave me the middle finger again, so right back at you.
Oh yeah, the double as we call that the double Philly slow slash South Jersey, depending who you're asking.
Oh,
So,
they're giving me the South Philly freaking salute right now. They're flipping me the fuck off right now.
oh yeah, and the fact that
Oh, haha,
Corey
you bitch.
Jade's going to be there too.
Haha, you bitch. Corey Jade's gonna be there. Haha, you bitch. Jay Cargill's gonna be there. Two of my crushes, man.
And well,
Motherfuckers.
Rhea, at least luckily Rhea's going to be there, so I'm actually going to have you on that one.
Dude,
That's for.
here's the thing. I'm not really crushing on Rhea. She's not really like
Hey girl, hey, I'll say this too. I know
she's
this is.
gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie, she's gorgeous, but
I
she's not really my type, man.
mean, look, God, girls can get it. I can tell you. I'll say that much. I'm going to leave it at that.
What am
But
I gonna do with you? But here's the thing. I can picture now Rob speeding down the freaking highway going 90 because Rhea's in Philly.
well, Tyler, you got to take it from me. Like for someone, for I'm going to cut through fucking Fairview on that one little fucking street to get on the Walt Whitman Bridge. That's the only way to get on onto that damn bridge.
Bro, take the fucking other bridge.
What, the Ben Franklin?
Yeah, take that one.
That's a bit fucking a drive, don't you think? But
Yeah, that's right. If you wanna get to
that's the
Rhea
fucking back
faster,
way.
if you wanna go get the Rhea faster, take the Waltman.
Oh, I'm definitely taking the, but that's besides the point.
You're like, move out my way, bitches.
So, and speaking with WrestleMania though, and we saw what the stage is going to look like now. As and Tyler, me and Tyler kind of, I think, kind of discussed this a little bit on SmackDown, but I'm not sure if we did because look, we've seen some of the WrestleMania set designs we've seen over the years. Either were good.
I'm trying to. I was fishing for straws. I'm like, maybe it's because Philly that venue's smaller.
I mean, it holds over 67,000 people.
I thought it was 40,000. Cause I remember a sellout. It was like 40,000. But like it's a small. But there's like more seats, or so it's like a smaller surface area to put a stage in. A WrestleMania
It,
stage.
it holds
Like Levi is even
67,594 seats.
like Levi. That's a pretty decent sized stadium, so you could put a bigger stage on there. And honestly, I don't mind the smaller stage because you can work with that a little bit. Just give me a theme.
Oh yeah.
Don't just give me a LED fucking board like you did in 31. Hate that
Oh,
shit.
cool. Now the only one I will say that actually, well, and I was going to say this too. Like we've seen some set designs over the years that were good, bad, or just a downright what the fuck.
And honestly, it's better than what the fuck they had in '99. Oh,
Oh right.
let's just slap WrestleMania and call it a day.
Now, the way I hope to see this is obviously you got the skyline, the Philly skyline with and obviously with WrestleMania and because I've seen some people do like an AI where it had a skyline, WrestleMania, and the XL all in one setting. So I was like,
That wasn't AI. That somebody actually
it
created
looked
it in
fucking
2K.
AI to me.
No,
And
somebody created it in 2K.
I'm thinking to myself, like, I actually dig that. I really like
I'm
that.
like, how the
And
fuck did
now,
you make that? Honestly,
to,
I'm sitting there on TikTok seeing that. I'm like, how the fuck did you make that so quick?
I do.
Like, how'd you
I
predict that? Like this is before the XL was even brought the fuck up.
yeah, you know what?
Where
That's
it was
true.
like, okay, it is the XL, but like it was before that. You just saw like the lettering, and they just speculated it was the XL. I'm like, how the fuck did you predict that so quick? And how were you right?
And at the same time, now I've seen where they also do the overhang. Now, if you wanted to get more in touch with Philadelphia, you got to have the Liberty Bell. You have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to somehow at the Liberty Bell to.
I would think that they would have done the Liberty Bell. I think that would have been cool, a nice touch, because it would have matched up with the logo as well.
Even though the fact it's actually kind of nice, it's in Eagles colors, which kind of makes me happy.
I
But
mean, makes me happy. I'm a big Eagles fan. Go
now,
Birds!
oh
You can
god,
already
I
tell
could.
why I'm happy. You can already tell
Good
why I'm
lord,
happy.
if
Go Birds!
please, I hope this happens. Get the fucking Eagles cheerleaders out there for whatever reason. Just
Yo, when you get the Eagles cheerleaders out there, because you already had the Dallas cheerleaders out there, makes me want to vomit. They're
even though let's be
pretty,
real,
you
Dallas
know.
has put on some pretty good WrestleManias, and
And let's be real, their women they're not that ugly. I mean, they're attractive as fuck.
oh come on, who doesn't? Well, I'm not really.
I'm
Oh
not gonna
man, who
hate on
doesn't
them.
love it?
They're attractive. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
I was
have
gonna
the
make it.
Philly cheerleaders out there. Have them out there.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I mean it makes perfect sense.
dude, Miz, keep vying for Jason Kelsey too. I want to see him at Mania, man.
Oh man, oh
Get
boy,
Jason
that
Kelsey
that
there.
would be funny.
And you know it'd be funny too if even though the Eagles didn't win the Super Bowl, he still does a shoey with freaking Grayson Waller.
Oh yeah, there.
You know what that means? All of Philly are heels. That means we're heels too, because they're Philly
And it's also
fans.
kind of crazy too. Speaking of WrestleMania, and I know we touched on this before, like 8 years ago when the Royal Rumble was here in Philly.
Yeah, I'm
So
telling.
let's say Roman,
I
and
was, yeah, long
it's
term
kind of crazy.
storytelling,
I
man.
think the only one I don't see getting booed is probably Paul Heyman, but I'd be
Oh,
surprised
definitely,
if Philly
Paul's
boos
getting
him.
booed. There's no way Paul is getting fucking
There,
booed.
yeah, you'd be fucking nuts to even boo Paul Heyman in the
If
home
you
of
do, if
ECW.
you do, you better be getting the fucking Philly salute,
Oh yeah,
cause
that's
and
fucking for
getting
sure.
getting the finger, because like you don't you do not boo Paul Heyman.
No, because Paul Heyman pretty much brought ECW, which really defined, not say defined, or defined is what I meant to say. Kind of that hardcore, not just the hardcore style, but kind of what Philly's all about, hard nosed, and
They
that's
don't take
yeah.
no. Yeah, they're hard. That's what ECW embodied. They embodied Philly because it was hard nosed, didn't take no shit. Like
I
even
was
when
saying,
Punk was even in Paul's promos back in the day, he was going after TV networks because he didn't
Yeah,
take no
that's
shit.
yeah, that's
He took no shit back in the day.
and look, I'm glad that he's actually going to the Hall of Fame because
Oh yeah,
it's been well over fucking due for him to get in there because you know I had a bit of this discussion
every
about
fucking year,
last year, a couple
every
years ago.
yeah, yeah, and every year, Rob, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Every single year, did we or did we not? Every single time we speculate on the list of who should be in the Hall of Fame every year, Paul Heyman's name always got brought up
Yeah,
by
because
us.
Paul Heyman is always the biggest number one. Because I mean, what he has really has what he's given. Yes, I know ECW kind of fizzled out in the way that should never have done, but shit happens. But
Yep,
Paul really,
they were losing money left and right. Paul got bankrupt, and it happens.
but
But
what really set Paul from the rest I've seen from in Paul's case, he knows how to sell you a fight. That's
oh
what
yeah,
he does.
he works that mic very well, bro. He works that mic very well. He can sell you matches.
And and I mean, case in point, I mean, probably the best work and obviously I was going to bring up One Night Stand 2005, which that was fucking great in his own right. But I was going to
Oh
also
yeah, the only reason why Triple H didn't go to SmackDown because he didn't want to work Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, and the fact he also says, say, hide your wives, it's Edge. I was like,
And then
oh.
he's like, I got two words for you, Edge. Matt freaking Hardy.
And the WWE guy's like, that's fucking. They're like, counting, that's three. But I mean,
I look back, I'm like, bro, the freaking added a word. You
then
should have said
again,
three. But Matt Hardy was the two. But
yeah, I don't think,
we forgive him.
and I think
But he
another
added
great,
the freaking to like make it like have more oomph to it.
and he really, and just hear that Hammerstein ball. And look, I know New York's another great market too for professional wrestling, but
Oh, for sure.
just
I
listen to
love
that crowd in 2005 when you first watched that on pay per view. Even though you're
it.
not an ECW fan, that well, I mean,
Even Justin Carnival said it. Even Justin Carnival said it. He goes, "Yeah, you were watching it on TV. He was talking to you. You were watching on TV. If you were there, that crowd was equally as electric there. That's what he told us."
no, and you could definitely feel it. That's for sure. Even though
Yeah.
yes, and some of the chants are um how should I say non PG like.
Well, it's ECW. You kind of expect it.
Yeah, and the fact, I think another promo I've really enjoyed from Paul was when he let Vince McMahon have it, and I
Called
was
him out.
like,
He was like, "I'm not gonna be an ass kisser like the rest of them, and
what's a great
you're the reason
idea?
why ECW went out of business and shit." I'm like, damn.
I mean, you could feel like the real Paul Heyman, or I think a
You
lot of
want to know
people
why?
remember.
You want to know why, Rob? It was completely unscripted. Completely unscripted. Paul Heyman revealed. I think it was like in like on stage at one of his like shows where he has like shoot
Oh yeah,
talk with fans. He revealed that Vince just told him, "Let me have it." Left it at that. Didn't even script a promo or nothing. Let me have it.
they said oh it's just to drink and draw money, and
So
well, it kind of
he basically just let his feelings out on Vince on TV.
and look, and that's what I think why Paul. And yeah, and a lot of people remember him, and obviously when he was Paul, he's dangerously carrying a block ass cell phone in the late '80s, early '90s back in the.
But you gotta think of the era, Rob. It was the late '80s, early '90s. Everybody had a block
Yeah,
cell phone.
but overall, I mean, look,
Rich
Paul has
people at
done.
least.
Like I said, I'll give Paul a tremendous amount of credit to some of the guys he's, really, and some of the stars he's put together. I mean, the fact that call me crazy, but you can tell for some reason I think he had a bit of a hand in improving Roman's promos to an extent of how Roman speaks.
Oh,
Uh,
for sure. Oh, for
you
sure. Definitely. Definitely.
compared to oh god, do I want to? Fucking, I'm gonna break up anyway. Better than
Separate
what
second chance.
the fact he said that, it's like,
Who fucking wrote this?
what the
Who
fuck
the
did I just?
what in the
And at
Sylvester
the same time,
fucking
and John Cena
hell?
cooked him.
Oh
It's a
yeah, John.
it's a
Oh yeah,
promo
it's one
kid.
of
You
his
got to learn how to
teammates.
do it. And I was like,
Like
damn.
he's like, remember your lines. Learn how to remember your lines on TV because Roman legit forgot his line. He goes, "Come
Yeah,
on,
that's
man."
oh
He's
boy,
cooking
this
him.
is embarrassing. But
You have John Cena cooking you because, like, dude, you have John Cena cooking you because you forgot your lines. Like
and
shit,
that's the thing too. Whether John has got a full voice or a half voice, he'll still find a way to cook you. That's
bro.
for
He cooked
sure.
solo with no voice.
I was like, yeah, that's.
I'm like,
But
damn.
to Paul though, look, I'll give him a tremendous amount of credit. Like I've always not saying a huge fan of his, but I've been a fan of his for a while. Um, just seeing the guys he kind of like really worked with, not just worked with, but really showed some of these guys can be stars. I mean, guys like Rob Van Dam, Mr. Monday Night, um,
Tommy
hell,
Dreamer,
Tommy Dreamer's
Sandman.
another one. Sandman, Raven,
Raven
Ra-
was part of that too. Raven was part of that. Yes,
yeah,
Raven. Even though
before
his
he
interview
kind of
career was kind of shit because Vince hated his ass for some reason. Um,
yeah,
his
and
TNA run was really good though.
oh,
You
yeah, his
had
TNA
guys
run
like
was so fucking superior.
uh, you had guys like Just Incredible. Also, kind
Actually,
of.
some great, and he has some really good mid card talent too, which is
Oh,
very.
for sure. You got a
And
lot of
also
good.
a young CM Punk when he first broke in 2006.
Because he
Let's
wanted CM Punk to. Dude, he was vying for CM Punk, but Vince hated him. Like, huh?
and it's kind
What?
of crazy too. Now we look back at it, not just because in the early, but when you saw how he became Paul Heyman, guys, man, that's talk about coming full circle since
Yeah.
2006. And
Yeah. But to
Paul is
have
just
if dude, but here's the thing: if you have Paul Heyman vying for you as a wrestler, you're
that's
doing
saying
something right.
something.
You're doing
Paul,
something right.
because and I think who said it wasn't just Incredibles. Somebody in one of the ECW originals talked about. So I think it might have been was it. I think it might have been Maven. I think he talked about that because he. I don't know who am I thinking of. I think it could have been Maven. I
A
could be
lot of
could
a
be.
lot of wrestlers vied for him. Just Incredible put
And
him
the
over
fact that
on.
they say if
Just
Paul sees
Incredible
us,
put him over. Hold on, but Just Incredible put him over on our interview. Maven put him over on his channel. There's a lot of people who put him over.
and Paul is the reason why a lot of guys he sees the superstardom in most guys, and
Yeah,
the fact that he's vying for you, and that really does that means a lot. And you know, I'm actually like I said, and overall, I'm kind of glad that Paul's in because even though Lisboro's well over fucking due, but then again, at the same time, it kind of makes sense. I mean, he's going back home to the city of brotherly love, home of ECW. I
yep,
mean, I think so. Wait, why? What better city?
exactly. What better city? You can't do it anywhere else. You gotta
And
have Paul in here
just
in Philly.
imagine the ECW chants that we're going to be hearing
Oh, they're gonna be loud.
at the whole
They're going
fame
to be
ceremony.
loud.
It's like, yep, this is.
And they're gonna hold this at the Wells Fargo Center, so it's gonna be an enclosed uh building in an arena. That's gonna be as loud as it could get in an
Mm-hmm.
arena.
That's for
And
sure.
we're already pretty fucking loud when it comes to like sporting events and outdoor arenas.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
look at all the times that the Phillies have been to the playoffs. They cheer so loud it damn near starts an earthquake.
Oh yeah, that's.
Like
I would not
like
be
we
surprised
get we
if
get
that was going
pretty
to be like that at WrestleMania.
like dude, it's gonna be so loud. Like Rob, you better brace yourself when Cody Rhodes wins the damn title if it happens, because
Even though
you're
let's
gonna
be
have
real,
to hold on to your
out
fucking
of all the,
chair,
and I'll say this. Oh yeah, dude, I think my reaction is probably going to be more than what I did for Liv Morgan's that wasn't money ago.
dude. You flipped your shit when I did too. I did too. They're like, yeah, she won. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, but dude,
Yeah, you were a little bit behind me and Goalie at that time too.
I'm like, dude, I didn't even. You spoiled it for me. I got mad too at you. I'm like, you spoiled it. But then I
But
react. I'm like, yeah, she won. You know.
but moving on as well, which
But I want to give my side
so
of the Paul Heyman before we move on.
shoot,
I
lay
grew
it
up on
on.
a man, to be honest. I grew up with watching this guy. From 2002 when he was with Brock, then turns heel and joins Big Show for about a few months, and then he was back with Brock in 03. Bringing in the Dudley Boys to SmackDown in 04, ECW in 05, and then seeing him bring back Brock in 2012
Yeah, which
as his advocate. That was pretty cool. And then seeing what he's done with Roman.
I mean, the dude knows how to make stars. There's no,
He made so the only star he didn't make was Curtis Axel.
yeah. I mean, I
That
will
was
say
kind
this
of
with
like a
Curtis. I
flop.
will say this with Curtis Axel. He was decent. He was one of my decent mid
He was
card.
I didn't understand the hate for the guy.
Yeah. I mean, that's
He was okay. And dude, I was happy as hell when him and Bo Dallas were a tag team and won the damn tag titles. And then I was
oh
pissed
yeah, it's
off
a
the
B
next year when
team.
they were jobbers.
And I will say this too. And here's the thing. Another thing, I'll give Paul some credit too. Remember, he also did talk about this too. Like he legitimately, when he got paired up with Brock Lesnar, he actually literally saved his career because Paul
They were gonna give
said
him a
this too. I
fucking
think when
stupid
he,
ass Russian gimmick. Like what
I was like,
the hell?
what?
And Paul
Seeing
goes,
a
what?
guy,
Huh?
oh
And
god,
Paul looks at Vince goes, what?
like,
Because he was supposed to be paired up with a guy who shall not be named
mm-hmm.
instead of Brock. And then Brock became his advocate, when he became his client on TV, helped his career.
And it's kind of crazy too. And I'm pretty sure also, and you can also hear how his improved promo skills were for a bit. Which, and yeah, let's be real. Even it's kind of, but credit to all in the world
You
to
know what
Paul
the
Heyman.
funniest promo? You don't? Do you know what the funniest promo of Brock was?
Shoot.
When he screamed, "Let's do this," and his voice cracked.
I would be so fucking embarrassed if that would. Don't get me wrong. I would. Now, I would say in terms of the funny moment from Brock, when he brought up a freaking mariachi band on a random episode of
Oh
SmackDown.
God, that shit was
Look,
hilarious.
and
You
Brock,
knew he was having fun with that shit. You knew he was having fun with that shit. But
and just,
off of Brock, and let's move on to a different segment because I don't want to
but
keep. I don't want to put over Brock too much because he's still a dick outside of wrestling.
moving on though. But Becky Lynch actually did talk about on the Rhea's viral video, and she says, "quote I fought so long to change that. When I'm forced to answer about that, I go that fucking just fucking sucks." I mean, to an
She
extent.
got a mouth, dude. She's got a fucking mouth on her.
Well, I
By
mean,
the
when you
way,
talk, well, I mean that's. I mean, when you
that's
talk about, I
Irish
mean,
for you. That's Irish for you.
and I can speak for someone who's part Irish. I do have a mouth. I know I know that
Yeah,
better.
bro.
Know that very well.
I got a mouth
But
all
I
the
mean,
time. Like,
I kind of get where she comes. Where I kind of see that point of view to an extent,
yeah.
because we and for those who've been following the channel for a long time, me and Tara, we've touched on this a lot because it's like I'm tired of the sexualization of women because for me, I just it doesn't really feel right, especially in today's era of pro wrestling, and I kind of get where Becky's coming from as well because I mean, let's be real.
Now, if you're joking about like like the Jay Cargill thing, or a streamer that we watch by the name of Ross, you know who he is.
Oh yeah,
Um, he posted like a picture of a guy like sweating when Jay Cargill did that pin move
oh
last
yeah.
night. I reposted it and said the same thing. So if it's in a jokeful matter, then it doesn't bug me. But if you're doing it like, oh, look at the yams, and I wish that was me, like, stop.
I mean,
Like,
it's really hard to really word, especially how she put that worded.
if
Because
you're joking, like saying, like also me, like if you're joking, like, oh, I jokefully said me next when she did the pin last night. It was all joking. I wasn't really serious. But
And
if you're really like full on sexualizing her, like oh her ass is fine or oh this all that, like no, quit while you're ahead.
but and sticking with Becky Lynch though, she did actually also talked about her book, and also there was a lot of other things she talked about too. Why the women's ooh, when I really like where she went with this. Basically on her new book, why the women's revolution was poorly executed. Trish Stratus, Bray Wyatt, and boy, that's the Bray Wyatt memories. God damn it.
I'm telling you, Rob, April 1st is gonna hurt.
Which is well, I was about to say that's Monday. I almost
Oh,
fucked that.
Monday's about to hurt. Ugh.
So, and obviously Becky Lynch is in the running for female superstar of the year and best entrance. But I'm kind of surprised, and also that the fact she's not in the best match category. I'm sorry, but I think Becky Lynch has put on some pretty good matches. Good lord,
Bro,
I mean she's
her and Trish just tore the fucking house down a few months ago in a
exactly
cage
like it's
match
like,
together. Like they tore the freaking house down.
and she also put them on. That's some
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
I heard about that. I'm like, motherfucker. Or no, she taught her how to do how to set up a table. That's what it was. Becky's like, I legit, or who was it? Was it Becky that didn't know how to set up a table?
I think it
Somebody didn't
might
know
have
how to
been.
set up a table, and and Bray went like, "This is how you do it." Like, just randomly walked up to him. This is how you do it. You do this, 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 this. Like he didn't have to do it, but he did out of the kindness of his heart, and that's what hurts,
So,
man.
so this is basically what, and now going to, and I like what she kind of said about the women's revolution being, and she did talk about this too, and also why, and obviously we all knew the revolution, women's revolution was created by the man, but she also did continue talking about it, that saying it was quote it was very poorly executed, just overthought because the thing was in NXT, we're just having good matches, having storylines, and nobody was making a big deal about it at the time. I mean, in a way, that's kind of what I kind of agreed to that because no one really gave two shits about. Well, actually, no, and I'll take. Actually, I'm going to rephrase that.
But here's the thing. Oh yeah, it was Becky. Oh, it was a different person I was thinking of. Yeah, it was she didn't know how to do a ladder match apparently. But yeah, I don't think it was like poorly executed in a way of like abdication. But again, it kind of was poorly executed because the women were still doing a minute, 2 minute matches.
Yeah,
Like they didn't give us a reason to actually care until the hashtag give divas a chance got big, thanks to the Bellas and thanks to the women there.
yeah,
Honestly, and I hate to give the Bellas the credit because I don't really care for them.
that's probably the best one out of the two. Is probably is definitely Brie.
No, the best one of the two was Nikki. Brie, Nikki actually got better.
I don't know. Nikki kind of.
Nikki got better. Nikki got better in the later part. Brie never got better.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, kind of.
Nikki
I'm
Nikki
just. Gonna,
kind of got better. I give her credit for that. She kind of got
I'm
better in the later
not
part
by
of her
wrestling ability. I'm just going to try to go by off of personality.
personality. I shouldn't have hated her. The only reason why she broke up with John Cena was because she wanted kids and he didn't.
I
Kind
mean,
of have
that's
to respect her wishes there.
yeah.
And she's with somebody who she finally had a kid with, which is okay. That's cool.
Oh yeah,
Happy for her. I
and you know
that hate wasn't even the hate that we
that
gave her
wasn't
wasn't
even
even
warranted.
warranted. It wasn't even warranted. We're sorry about that.
Yeah. I mean, ooh, boy, don't we sound like fucking? I mean, and take it from me, Tyler. Boy,
I was
we've.
like, God. I look back at. I'm like, God, I was such a dick about
I
that
mean, we've been to
situation.
dick. Good lord, who else have we been gave so much shit to that really didn't deserve it?
Nia Jax.
Yeah, that's coming. That's hard. It's hard to say say that one for a change. But I
We
mean,
were
and
dicks. We were dicks about her. Fuck.
uh, hmm.
I don't think there were dicks with anybody else. It was just Nikki and like Naya that we get dogged on.
Um, damn
Charlotte,
it. Uh,
because as
uh,
a person she's kind of decent, but like as like a character you can hate her. But
what's going
as a
on, Alkin? So shout out to everyone that's been in the chat though as well.
okay, what's up?
Um,
Um,
yeah, Charlotte's just one of those cases like you hate her on TV, but seeing the kind of person she is like it paints a
do you
different
really have
picture.
to
I
hate
guess.
her? Because she seems like she's a stand up person outside the business.
Oh yeah, and let's be real, just very unfortunate of what she had to go through and shit like that, and
Yeah, the
you really do
injury.
hate to see it. You really do. But the fact she's
But
kind,
give it up for her putting workout videos up and making me feel weak. Thanks, Charlotte.
and but because there's probably a few more that I'm probably forgetting in the back of my head.
Nah,
It'll come to me.
it's just those three. It's just those three.
Like I can't. The thing with Nia is like at one point it was,
It was warranted. It was warranted at one point with her because she was hurting other women wrestlers. But as she's gotten better, it's like the hate's
but
kind
now
of
we kind of
the hate's
see,
kind of died down. The hate's kind of died
yeah.
down. Like we don't hate her at all. Like, and we seen her as a person too. So it's like,
Even though she kind of knows how to really, really kind of somehow annoy Shayna Baszler on it.
oh my god, every time I walk into a
I
freaking
feel
room,
bad
y'all
for
doing
Shayna that
TikTok.
had to deal with this shit backstage. It's like, why?
Dude, I honestly legit almost feel bad for Shane because every time she walks into a room, somebody's doing a TikTok.
And well, that's mostly, but
And then the funniest one is just her walking into a room and then she's like videoing it,
yeah,
and Mia Yim's like dancing and shit, and she's like, "Oh my fucking god!" Every time
like
I walk
literally,
into a room, y'all are doing something.
but
It was hilarious.
and it's, but yeah, but and going back to what Becky said though, in the way, I mean, she does kind of have I mean, look, there is a bit of a point where I kind of agree that I would say it was not poorly executed, but the damage I would say that has been not say well that was done by Mr. Redacted. If you know, you know. It how do I what analogy could I use for this one? It's kind of like a scab, but it's gonna no, or I would say no.
It's kind of like a scar that's trying to heal.
It's gonna take a
It was
long time to
still
fix.
there when they started the Divas, the revolution. I think the problem with I think the scar there was still calling it the Divas Revolution. You're calling them
Oh
Divas
god.
still.
And the fact they still have a trans team, I mean, they had a title belt that is actually literally as title, but the trans
Literally,
title.
they still had it built like a freaking tramp stamp. Not even
Yeah,
gonna lie to
that's
you, that's what it fucking looked like. Um, but it's like a scar that just won't heal, but it's trying to heal
and
in a sense. But like, you're still calling it the Divas Revolution. You still get the stupid ass Divas belt. Um, like the women's matches are still like 3 minutes to like 5 minutes.
I mean,
You know,
five. I
like
mean, in terms of the women's division match, I mean, if you can, I mean, look, at least 5 minutes is okay, especially by mostly by
5 minutes isn't
today's.
okay. But here's the thing though, 5 minutes isn't okay when it comes to
Yeah,
this.
I've heard. Yeah,
You
you know
know,
what?
the
That's
men are still getting the 10-minute matches on Raw, and you got the 5 minutes for the women.
and yeah, and
That's still blatantly sexist.
well that too, and you could and another thing is too, and like you see like some women's matches they have on a special pay per view. I mean, take the Elimination Chamber for example. In this Australia,
That woman
like
went like a good hour.
they did, but you seen where like their cardio is not really up to. I'm not gonna really, I'm not gonna say cardio doesn't really play a part of it, but it really kind of does if you want to try to at least try to be on the point on the clean match. And at the same time too, it probably was hot and fucking probably hot as balls in Australia.
I think the problem was is that those women were stuck in a pod every like 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, but
Women were
oh,
stuck there, and like they were stuck in a pod. It's an enclosed space for the majority of the for, and you're in there for like a good like minute until like it's either you're in there for like a minute or until a woman gets eliminated.
yeah,
I feel like the
but
men had the same problem too. And the thing is, they also said Australia, like in Australia, it's basically summer.
yeah, that's
So it's like you like it was
that
hot
doesn't
there.
really help either.
So I feel like it wasn't cardio as much as it was them being in a pod for a certain amount of
I
time,
mean, sweat. I mean, when you sweat so much, yeah,
sweating
that
their
rip.
asses off, and then like
Yeah, that really does, and that's not good too, and for that matter. But
and
either way,
but
I
but
thought
hold on, let me finish. But you're in an enclosed pod. It's hot in Australia at around this time. You're in a freaking uh chamber with walls, albeit they're chain link, and you're also not in a fucking arena. You're in a goddamn stadium that's open air. It's an open stadium.
oh yeah,
Sun's beating straight fucking down. So again, I don't feel like it was cardio. I felt like it was just, it was fucking hot in Australia that day.
and you can tell, and and you can tell, especially with some, even if like guys like someone like a Rhea Ripley, like she who's been probably accustomed to, but then again though she's been in the States for a long time, and I think she
Yeah,
kind of
she had to adjust back to the Australian thing.
yeah, but either
And
way,
you can say, but they spent a week there. A week is not enough to get accustomed.
no,
Shit.
especially
Do you think in the summer spending a week outside or something is gonna help us? No. It's still gonna be hot as fuck. We're still gonna be sweating. We're still gonna be tired.
and taken from me, Tyler, who lived in the South for so long, and I know we're comparing to do two different summers, but
But here's the thing though. It's even if you think it's hot where we lived, Australia is even further south. It's hotter.
in the Southern Hemisphere.
It's hotter.
And yeah, I mean, shout out to our boy Avocado who knows that better than anybody, from our
Well,
buddy from the land down under. But
please tell me y'all have ACs there, because if you don't, y'all are sucking.
probably they probably didn't.
They probably have ACs for sure,
I'm going to be one of those people who will be locked inside my house with just have the AC blasting.
bro. I wouldn't
That's
go
just me.
outside for. I wouldn't
That
go
was
outside.
usually
I mean, I don't go outside as is. Like I go outside some days during the summer, but like like if I was in Australia, hermit all fucking year.
oh yeah, pretty much. But moving on a few more things before we get up out of here. Gunther, kind of in the news a little bit. I can find the article for that. Um, oh, and obviously we did have some little breaking news earlier before we get to Gunther. Obviously we did hurt, and shout out to Tyler as well too, who actually kind of broke the news. Not say on the show, but a bit a while ago that Cody Rhodes has now signed a multi-year extension with with
Yeah, with the company.
WWE.
Yeah, with the company.
Now I got to try to. I think he was. I had a feeling he was going to get sign that extension anyways. Because how long? Because when did he come back? What, last year? A couple years ago?
2022.
Jesus Christ, has been, jeez,
2022.
that's some crazy shit. Like, slow down. What besides that? But we also did have some more news that WWE is teasing a split of a popular. So look like Carl. So reports are saying that Carlito could be the odd man out of LWO when Dragon Lee was brought in. So I'm intrigued. But then again, Carlito have always killed it as a singles competitor, so that's kind of no surprise there. But huh, No, actually, I am fucking wrong. So I'm sorry, but I am wrong on that. So it looks like the one split, Tyler. I think you might be getting your wish. It'll be Rhea and Dominic. There's a
Mm.
report they might be splitting those two up.
I don't know if the way they're booking it. I don't know if they should have Dom and Rhea break up or split. The way they're booking it, I feel like everybody's gonna turn on Damien
Yeah, that's
because because now he's trying to undercut the whole group by going in trying to cash in for himself with the case instead of telling the group, okay, when do you want me to do it? And talking to
oh
the
yeah.
group. He's trying to do things for himself by himself. So I don't know if that rumor is true. I feel like they're gonna all just fucking go away from Damien for a bit, kick Damien out, and then they'll probably just do all their. They'll probably the group will probably dissolve and they'll do their own thing pretty much.
So now going back to my thing with Gunther, obviously Gunther is going to is actually going to make history at WrestleMania 40. Obviously Gunther is Jay's way from making his next defense as the IC champion as he steps into the squad circle at WrestleMania 40 next weekend and at the link. Gunther, obviously, he's going to take on Sami Zayn. But WWE stats noted that Gunther will make history by joining four other stars when they earn the right to say they defended the Intercontinental Champ title at WrestleMania multi years in a row. So those stars include the late Randy Savage, who did it back in 1986 and 87, then followed by the Ultimate Warrior in 1989 and 1990.
Hmm.
And what else needs to be there to be said other than Sammy, good luck that you're gonna
Like
need it. So
like
I'm gonna.
Sammy, I like you and you're a great talent, but I
Oh, and actually, hang on, I completely missed another name. Another guy who has did that was The Rock in 1997 and 1998. So yeah, which is some crazy.
Gunther's in good company if he does it. I'll tell you that much. Um, but yeah, Sammy, I like you, man, but it's you up against history.
Yeah,
So
but I'm kind of it's look, and I know the lone title range is one thing, but seeing what Gunther's doing in a way that we
here's
haven't really.
what yeah, but here's what is different between Gunther's long title reign and Roman's. Roman don't defend the title. He defends it so sparingly, it gets annoying.
Oh yeah,
But it doesn't really for me it really doesn't count. Oh, he spent X amount of days champion. Oh, for half of those days he doesn't defend the belt. Um, but with Gunther, that man is defending the belt every chance he
I
has.
mean yeah, it's
And
really shows.
he's also there every Monday. So it's like
I mean, at some point, I mean, this is why I've always respected WWE. Actually, I was actually kind of glad that WWE actually picked him, Walter at the time, or that wasn't because before that whole entire that uh stupid debacle that's like, oh, you named after a fucking Nazi or whatnot, and that was a fucking mess. But that's here nor there. But I'm actually kind of been appreciative of what Gunther is doing, other than can't really say for his opponents who gets fucking shot. Yeah, because good lord, and when I say this dude chops you hard, I'm not exaggerating. Go watch his
like I
matches,
said,
even on the UK
if
in.
if you want to know fully how hard he slaps, look at his matches in the pandemic era.
Oh,
Because every time he slaps the shit out of your chest, it sounds like a damn cannon going off.
and you can tell that shit fucking stings like a motherfucker because,
And also
well, and
every time he slaps the shit out of your chest, dude. Every wrestler's always has even from the first shot, always
yeah,
has
you
a
could tell
fucking
like it's
red
like
mark.
yeah, it's going to be a long. Well, unless you're not going to be like Dom, who, well, learned that the hard way. Don't get into a chop fest with
And
a
he
guy
kept
like
doing it. He
Gunther.
kept fucking doing it, like you idiot.
As I do, you're going to get it, and he did it.
He got
So
it.
now our last and final, we got a couple more things as well. Stick with WWE for a little bit before we move on to Kenny Omega. So this was actually some good news from him. But in terms of the eternal belief about Drew McIntyre's WWE future, I know we kind of as well. So obviously the belief that because obviously the belief has been that McIntyre will sign a new deal. Hopefully, sign a new deal. With WWE as his current deal expires after WrestleMania 40. Now, me and Tara talked about this before. If he does want to resign, give him the goddamn World Heavyweight Championship. It's that fucking simple. Because it boy, it's gonna look really
Going,
bad.
bro, going 0-7 in title matches since the pandemic ended. You kidding me?
Yeah, and those title matches those were badges that he's put
They
on
were all
with the likes
bangers,
of
man. They were.
and just
Now the IC title, now the IC title loss, it doesn't sting that much. I'm like, he doesn't even belong in the mid card.
nah.
Bring him back up. So I was okay with him losing that one, but like, bring him up to the fucking main card. Don't put him back in the mid card ever again. Um, bring him back up. Um, but the ones that really stung was the first WrestleMania with fans. As much as I like Bobby Lashley, and I thought it was really cool that he won the belt, you should have given it the Drew first time with fans again.
Yeah.
Should have given it to him there. Clash, you should have given it to him there. But no, let's just keep meat riding fucking goddamn Roman
Yeah,
and his goddamn
and
long, pointless freaking reign that
that pretty
his
much
part time ass.
obviously so at the same point we didn't really seen Drew in months, and he
And
made it
then
clear.
after that, he's taken off the TV because he didn't even care at that point.
I mean, and at the time, like I didn't really fucking blame him. I say, what the fuck?
And then I think Survivor Series he came back. He had a match, lost that one to Seth.
Yeah,
Immediately storms out the fucking building.
because
And people are like, oh, it's because of Punk. It's because of Punk. No, it's because he lost another freaking title match.
I mean, for a guy who's been through so much shit, and when I mean everything, the dude has gone from being labeled the chosen one in 2009, got treated as a jobber until up till 2014,
Or no,
leaves.
he was traded as a jobber in 2014. He was
Oh yeah, in 24.
he was for I think for the most part, like from like 2010 to 2013, he was stuck in the mid card. And
Yeah,
then 2014, they paired him up with two jobbers and jobber status.
yeah, and the fact that I, just saw that's the low point of Drew McIntyre, and the fact when he came back in 2017, 2018, give or take, at an NXT
2018.
event, you can see, and for those who do watch ICW as well, and also Impact as well, or at the time, um, Drew was different than what we saw after 2014. Not this, young babyface jobber or whatever the fuck they were doing with him. Um, I
And
don't
and
know it.
and he and for me, he got a bit buffer too. Like he got a bit more
Yeah,
buffer in a sense. So because they like WWE at the time, like those types of wrestlers, the younger, skinnier guys, they don't like. Either they're gonna be
yeah.
stuck in the mid
That's
card, or you're gonna be jobbers. It
no,
took
that's the
them
vent.
10. It took them what 13 years, or was it 10 years to freaking book Kofi in the main event,
Yeah, that's boy.
and then
Not
they fucked his reign up when SmackDown moved to Fox
in 5 fucking seconds.
in 5 seconds, which pissed me off.
And that, oh God, I don't want to bring race in this, but I feel like any African American that becomes a
It
world
was
champion, they're
racist.
going to find a
It
way to
was.
get fucked.
It's Vince McMahon. Of course, it was fucking racist.
And when Biggie once said, "Yep, I have a gut feeling he's going to find a way to screw Biggie," and unfortunately, it did. Because look, we all knew it was going to come.
It was very evident he was the flavor of the month.
Yeah,
Oh, let's give him Biggie because why not, right? And then like the whole reign, he didn't know what the fuck to do with the guy.
yeah,
Also, the same thing goes with Liv. She was the flavor of the month, apparently, according to Ronda Rousey, which pisses me off.
yeah. And I mean, Ronda Rousey still talks out of her ass like she's a fucking little kid, but that's a that's a topic for
But but but
another day.
but okay, we get that point. But what Ronda said was still true though,
Oh
in
yeah,
that sense. She clearly was the flavor of the month because they had the same booking as Big E. Didn't know what the hell to do with her ring. Immediately give it back to the worst wrestler, Ronda.
mm-hmm.
Like
And
what?
that
Three
really pissed
months
everything.
later,
And then she no,
she dropped
I
to
think was she
Charlotte.
dropping to Charlotte? At my memory serves me right,
She dropped
or
it to
my
Charlotte.
and then Charlotte
She
drops it
dropped it
to
to Charlotte before Mania, I think, and then I think Rhea won it at Mania.
because I feel like and that oh yeah that's right because I think Ronda's deal was up after Survivor Series. Thank God for
Yeah.
that. And we don't know how that feels, but
And then
um,
Ronda, and of course Ronda talked out of her ass after her contract was up.
mm-hmm. And all I'm going to say is to WWE, do the right thing and pull the fucking trigger because good God, this is going to be
And I'm glad
this is not going
it's
to
Triple
look
H
good for
booking.
you.
I'm glad it's Triple H booking the show because I have more faith in him booking Drew to win than I did with fucking Vince,
Because like Vince
or
doesn't
shall I say,
give,
Mister Redacted.
yeah, Mr. Redacted. Because let's be real, Mr. Redacted doesn't give two fucking shits about anybody, but
Only
the
about
guys
the
that he
money.
wants to.
Yeah, it's like he's playing with fucking action figures. Oh, I want to play with this toy. I want to play with that toy. I want to book this guy. I want to book that guy.
Yeah, in a sense,
Like,
yeah,
are you kidding me?
absolutely. But
All because
honest,
you like them for that day. Come on.
yeah, like the dude picks out his like favorites. Like he's like changing underwear every week of the every day of the week. Leave that. Take that for what you will. Now, the last and final thing of the end of the show, Kenny Omega is going to go under the knife to fix
And
wherever
also, before we
for
start about
surgery
this
for.
topic, it ain't the last and final thing. I finally got a fucking lyric. I got lyrics for you for once.
Okay,
So
but last topic of the night before we get to your guys' favorite segment, that is guess the wrestler's theme song
back.
because the last few times I'm fucking mad at myself for not the most easy shit.
And you kept giving
Besides
me
that,
fucking shits that you thought it'd be a fucking Hail Mary fucking miss.
yeah, pretty
I
much a
catch
little bit
both of
home
these
run.
shits.
So Kenny
You threw
Omega,
me, dude.
so
You threw me meatballs, bro. In baseball terms, you threw me meatballs.
yeah, I gave you freaking like Girl Scout cookies on a platter.
Yep. Thin mint
Not
style.
cookies
Thin
now.
mint style. Come on, thin mint style.
Oh yeah, but
Anyway.
so Kenny Omega, as we know, a lot of us know that he has been dealing with this thing called
Diverticulitis.
diverticulitis. Holy fuck! Whatever.
It's
Sorry.
medical terms are hard, man. I get it.
It's a big words are hard, but that's besides the point.
Big words
So
are
obviously
hard.
Kenny
Yes, as an
Omega.
adult too.
So we really don't know how serious was going to be. So it would because at the time we don't know how serious it's going to be. So okay, so maybe it's just like a minor thing and whatnot. Turned on Kenny Omega said he's going to be out indefinitely. So I was like, oh boy. So that really didn't look good. But in terms of the positive news that we got from yesterday, that he undergo surgery to fix it.
Now,
Hopefully,
I don't think he had a choice in the matter if he wanted to continue wrestling because the doctor gave him an ultimatum. He goes, "You either have this surgery or your career is over." And I guess, of course, he was like, "Nah, I want to keep entertaining the people, so I'm gonna get this surgery. I'm gonna come back to those people." So Kenny Omega, I freaking love you for that, man.
so yeah, the last time he was seen on TV was and that it couldn't, and you knew it was bad. Time he could have gotten a blood infection if he was dying. Luckily, the fact that doctors caught it, like it was a 50% of. That's how bad it fucking really was for Kenny.
yeah, and
But
also too, how we knew it was bad was when the next week on Dynamite, Chris Jericho had to cut an impromptu promo saying that his tag team partner was out with diverticulitis, and he didn't know when he'd be back.
yeah, and when we heard, especially for me, I was like, I felt worried because I'm a Kenny Omega fan, as you could,
I am too. I've
especially
been,
during this fight,
yeah,
and just seeing um,
and yeah,
whatever.
it's tough, man. But but yeah,
But I mean,
but yeah, I was in the same boat as you because I was like, oh boy, because we had just lost Brody Lee to an illness.
which
We lost
that was
Bray to
some.
a fucking illness that year. That the
Mm-hmm.
diverticulitis thing happened with Kenny. I'm like, if we lose a third, I'm gonna be. I ain't gonna be like. I'm not gonna be
Oh
okay.
yeah,
Like
because as the saying goes, threes.
everything comes in fucking threes. And it's like if Kenny
And
Omega goes,
think that's gonna really break the
it's going
wrestling
to.
world. That's
It
for
would be.
sure.
It would have broken the wrestling world if
I'm
Kenny
kind of
Omega
glad
came
he's
back.
finally. That's real. I mean, as we said, that shit could probably kill you, but that's here or there. But
Yeah,
for the topic
diverticulitis is no joke.
section,
Oh, here we go.
but
Yeah,
outside of that, but prayers up to Kenny Omega. I can't wait to see back in the ring. But that's gonna do it for the topic section.
prayers up, brother.
So Tyler,
Mm-hmm.
lay it on me.
All right, hold on. Can you still hear me? By the way.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. All right, you ready, bro?
I'm ready when you are.
All right. I'm awakened from a deep sleep. You're all weak. You're living in the agony of defeat. I'm the master of your old heap. I'm the pastor. Flock you like sheep.
Oh, wait a minute. This okay. So where are we at era wise? This sounds like a Ruthless Aggression era theme song.
It's both. It's honestly in three eras if you think about it. It just got revamped three times.
Okay, you got Raw or SmackDown.
You could say both.
Okay, so the dude was on both brands. Okay, so that it
I'll give
does
you
not sound
another
like
hint. I'll give you another hint. He is not in the company anymore,
he's not at the company. God,
and it
it's
is
been
a he.
almost. Okay, so it's a guy that's been on both brands. That's got revamped three times. Oh God,
We're actually revamped twice. Revamped twice. Once in
twice. Okay, so it's twice.
yeah, revamped twice.
So okay, so this it's not a pastor gaming it's not from the lyrics. It does for some reason it screams to me that there's like a supernat or like some sort of religious gimmick to it. Okay, so I'm way off.
Way off.
Oh, who am I thinking of? So, when did this person leave the company?
He left the company in 2018.
So 20. Can you reread the lyrics?
Oh, I freaking took away the freaking site. God damn it. All right, got it. I'm awakened from a deep sleep. You're all weak. You're living in the agony of defeat. I'm the master of your whole heap. I'm the pastor. Flock you like sheep.
Lyrics. It's for some reason I almost Jericho in the one portion, wake from a deep sleep,
Son of a
something like that,
bitch.
because that was the first
Whoa,
person
whoa,
I
whoa,
thought
whoa, 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 whoa. Back the fuck up.
Jericho.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Fuck. It was Chris Jericho.
Did I just fucking just
Son
wait?
of a bitch. You got it. Fuck.
Oh
God
my
damn it.
god! I knew that somewhere. Oh
Damn
yeah,
it.
that's memory. Oh, it's this old theme. I remember owning it on WWE Music. I remember back in the day.
Fuck.
Yes.
Don't use that CD then, Tyler. Shit. It was
Because I knew
from
it's
the
like,
WWE The Music
if I'm
CD,
awakened from a
Volume
deep
4.
sleep, you know. Oh yeah, okay. I can see.
Son of a
Now I
bitch.
will say I will say this too. What almost threw me off with was the sheep line. I will say that much. The pastor and the sheep line almost threw me off. But hearing you say, if I'm awake from a deep sleep, it's like, that's Chris Jericho. That is Chris Jericho for sure.
How'd you get Chris Jericho from that? I'm awake from a deep sleep.
Listen to. Hello, you're talking to the guy who's seen him wrestle in the Attitude Era, for crying out loud.
No, but
When he
still,
first
though, it still makes no sense. He was just a cocky heel back in the 90s.
when you listen to his theme, he has the lyrics. If I wake from a deep sleep, I just.
I tried to
Yes.
throw a Hail Mary and you fucking got my ass.
Because it's like a pastor and a sheep. It's like that doesn't. Yeah, that I will say this too. Ty, you almost got me with that line, with those couple lines with the pastor.
I almost fucking
But
had you. Like, well, I was thinking Chris Jericho. I'm like,
the
son of a
opening
bitch.
lines to it's like, yeah, that's Chris Jericho. Like I know that those lyrics anywhere.
Fuck.
So yeah,
Fucking got karma for getting 2 straight ones.
Oh
fucking
yeah, so, and that's the biggest thing.
Somehow getting you Torres randomly.
Yeah, that was yeah.
That was a complete Hail Mary. I fucking got lucky. I will admit that. I got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I say don't because I'm cocky sometimes, but like
the only one you completely fucking whiffed on that was so fucking easy was Mr. Kennedy.
Don't you dare bring that up again. I'm still pissed off about that.
Like literally, I gave you like the most easy lines, and you still couldn't get it.
You gave me the first fucking line that I hear on TV,
and you still did it. It's like, how do you whiff on that so bad? Then again, I shouldn't really say talk. Shouldn't say talk shit because I whiffed on the Miz and who else did I win it?
But I gave you obscure lines, Randy Orton too.
Randy Orton. Oh yeah.
But I gave you like the second verse, but you don't really hear on TV.
Yeah, you got me on the Randy Orton.
If you listen to the full song, you have no excuse. But if you only listen to like the snippet that you hear on TV, then whatever.
Okay. But the Miz, I should have gotten. Somehow I didn't know how I'd never gotten that one. So you.
I got Torres, and who else did I get?
I think I've lost track, quite honestly.
Fuck, I forgot too. Because we haven't done a lot. But I know I whipped on Miz. Or no, I whipped on fucking.
No, Mr. Kennedy. That was your biggest whiff. The others, I gave you passes for.
I think your biggest whiff was Miz. Because you should have.
Yeah, the Miz one kind of really. Because I don't know where we're going with his A-lister. Was it his A-lister theme, or we're going back to what he had?
Oh, it was his A-lister. His A-lister theme.
Oh yeah.
I was like, guys, you really whipped on his.
I still hated myself for that.
I was dogging you after that. But because
But
his other theme didn't have lyrics.
oh yeah, it was just like a freaking guitar solo and shit like
It was
that.
like
So that made
it was so fucking annoying. The whole gimmick was annoying. It was like
yeah the fact
it had freaking JBL saying like during a Misty V like kill me now. I'm like I feel you. I feel you, JBL.
yeah try to
I feel you, bro.
fucking even yeah
Like
if you're
he
gonna
literally was like as soon as they cut like on TV and it cuts to the Misty V, he's like, "Oh, kill me now." I'm like, "Yep." And I feel you,
and
brother.
hey you thought you got me almost boy if I whipped on Chris Jericho I'm done being a wrestling fan for that matter.
If you whipped on this, Rob,
Oh yeah,
like
I
I
would not
almost
hear the end
expected
of
you
it.
to, you would not hear the end of it, and your whole wrestling card would be revoked, and every wrestling fan that we have on here will dog you.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
I'm just saying.
Because the first
But
opening lines we said, if I awaken from a deep
that line, I
oh
never heard that line on TV. I think it's because I wasn't like he takes a longer time to get down to the ring in the Attitude Era than he does. But
I'm trying to
my God, dude. And don't you dare try to pull just Chris Jericho Judas on me because guess what? I heard the whole song.
oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
I think everyone in
yeah.
it.
I heard the whole fucking song. I love that song.
Yeah, that was the second verse. It's like I'm awakened from a deep sleep, man. You're all weak. You're making yes, yeah, that's Chris Jericho. There's
Now the
no
man
ifs
you're
ands or
all
buts.
weak.
The
Now
first
the
two
man
lines of verse two.
you're all weak. But hold on, the you're all weak. That part would have been Jericho all
That
day.
was the ad lib. That was the ad lib part. It's like
I will never
yeah,
give you Chris Jericho ever again.
dude, you just try to throw it right at the try at the dartboard and completely fucking missed.
Whoops! I hit the other wall on the other side of the room. Apparently, not the
but
dartboard.
yeah, I think it's
Damn
my
it!
turn. No, I would say
Lucky,
yeah.
get
The
it.
only ones I gave you pass it on two, which was Sid. I don't think no one you were never going to get because that was
Yeah, that was before my time.
yeah.
But I cannot believe I fucking whiffed on Christiane. But then
That
again,
is another one.
all I remember from her is that cheery ass fucking music. I don't remember the lyrics.
Yeah, she did have lyrics to her.
Cheery
So
ass freaking music that she skipped out to. Huh?
no, yeah. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, so obviously the streaming schedule has been put out. Um, obviously Wednesday, I think Wednesday night was around so you might see in a chill stream afterwards around like 8:30ish, maybe 9 o'clock, give or take.
I would say around like 8:30 we'll do it.
Yeah, like around 8:30, you'll see like a chill stream. Which, good lord, we haven't really done those in a while, so kind of give a little bit of a break here and
Yep.
there. But the streaming schedule is out on the community post, so guys check that as well. Obviously Thursday, it's going to be our off day this week because I need some time. But content still stays the same. Obviously, also want to wish everyone a happy Easter. For those who celebrate it, as well.
All I know, man, is I hope you guys eat good tomorrow. I hope you
Oh, I
guys
know,
hope the
I
little
know, I am for
kitties
sure.
I hope the little kitties open their Easter baskets and get what they want.
I
Um
hope.
hope they find all the eggs
Also,
outside, you know.
best Easter candy before we get out of here is Peeps. Can't
Oh,
fucking.
top tier. Top tier. And if anybody hates on us for it, the heck with you. I'm kidding.
But I mean, but outside of that, like I said, the content is pretty much stays the same and obviously we will be live. Well, me and Tyler and Ghoulie, I think also Dub, if I can remember correctly. We'll all be, and I know Key's not good. Well, Key's going to be
He's gonna be
look,
there. I'd be a
but
fat
yeah. So you'll definitely
bastard.
see a
But
WrestleMania
here's the
watch.
thing. Again, Rob, I'm gonna dog you again, but you're still gonna be going to the world going 90 miles an hour to just see Rhea.
Well, that depends. Well, I got to figure out what time that actually starts.
It starts at 10 in the morning.
Yep, I'll be at work at the time. At that time.
On the weekend?
Yeah, on Friday. I
Oh,
dude,
I feel
I
bad for
work from
you, man.
7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon.
I don't know when it ends though. I don't know when it ends though. I know it
And
starts
by
at
the
10 in the
time I'm
morning.
coming home from work, I'm ready to go to bed. That's just 'cause I hate dude, I've been up since what? Since
Yeah.
luckily today this morning wasn't too bad. At least I was up at around like 5 or 6 in the morning. So that was though so
Dude,
that wasn't too bad.
here's how my sleep schedule fucking went, right? I fucking stayed up till like probably around like 6, 7 o'clock. Went to the bathroom. Went back to my room. I fell asleep around like 10. Woke up at like 4.
But
Like my sleep schedule was fucked, man.
without that being said, guys are hanging out for it's the 74th episode of the It's Running Podcast. Boy, I can't believe
Damn,
we're reaching
74. Holy hell.
we're
We were
close.
committed with this shit. Committed.
And we appreciate you guys hanging out as well, and also shout and appreciate you guys and just hang out with us in general, whether it's from our wrestling watch parties, retro watch parties, whatever that case may be, or occasional chill streams that we occasionally do. We're not too fucking lazy here and there, or not me going to bed because because my all that. That all being
Yeah, there was a
said,
few times. Yeah, there was a few times that we're like, I thought we were doing Raw, or I thought we were doing SmackDown. I'm
dude,
going to bed.
yeah, it was that
We're like,
one week where I just need just a week off to recharge.
you were like, I need a week off. Like, I'm like, all right. So we took a
And
week off, and yeah,
but outside of that, guys, appreciate you guys hanging out, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
peace.